Reverting to in-person education during a pandemic, a qualitative study on the experiences and challenges of reintroducing traditional classroom instruction. Education was one of the industries that suffered the most during the COVID-19 pandemic. The indefinite suspension of classes, followed by a sudden change to new kinds of learning modalities, offered several issues. After 2 years of distance learning due to COVID-19 pandemic, in-person classes began on August 22, 2022 and fully resumed on November 2, 2022. Last school year, the Department of Education limited face-to-face or implemented to pilot in-person classes and claimed that there were some various challenges encountered, both teachers and students, such as audibility concerns due to the use of face masks and unreadiness of some students for in-person learning. Students had limited time in face-to-face and had not enough opportunities in clarification of the lesson. Some students do not have learning materials and had difficulty in basic literacy. Also, students experienced a loss of learning because of certain misunderstanding on certain topics. The above claims and realization led the researcher to conduct this research. School closure have significant societal impact, exacerbating existing education disparities. Philippine schools were opened fully in November 2022, but safety protocols were monitored. Studies show that students prefer traditional classroom setting to online learning, and pandemic-related disruptions led to lower learning competencies. Additionally, mental health professionals predict children will struggle with transition back to in-person classes. The ecological system theory was used as framework to understand the experiences of students and teachers in the introduction of in-person classes during a pandemic. The researcher employed a qualitative research design to explore the experiences and challenges of teachers and students in the reintroduction of in-person classes. 5 students and 4 teachers took part in the study, which were selected using non-probability sampling, a purposive sampling. Moreover, narrative inquiry approach was utilized as research design, which used open-ended interview questions. Then Braun and Clark, 7-step thematic analysis was used to generate the themes of the experiences and challenges of the participants. The return to in-person classes after the prolonged period of distance learning brought about a sense of excitement among teachers and students. However, the transition was not without its challenges, as the prolonged absence of in-person instruction had created learning gaps, particularly for those who had experienced modular distance learning. After analyzing the interviews, 5 teams were generated using the commonalities of experiences and challenges shared by the participants. Based on the interviews, students were excited to the return of in-person classes. However, most of them were struggling in different manners in whether socially or in their studies. The students also had feeling hopeless, struggling to find motivation and feeling trapped with the thoughts of withdrawal. It suggests that they are struggling to cope with the demands and responsibilities in their life and are dealing with complex and often conflicting emotions. However, and teachers work to help their students adjust to in-person instruction after 2 years of distance learning. This includes helping students who are struggling with prerequisite skills, as well as the need to balance the competing demands of guiding students through the adjustment process and meeting curriculum requirements. Teaching students with a range of backgrounds and abilities can be difficult, and that teachers must be prepared to adapt and find creative ways to engage and support all their students. It suggests that finding ways to engage and motivate students can be a crucial aspect of teaching, and that teachers must be prepared to use a range of creative and flexible strategies in order to create a dynamic and effective learning environment. The findings of this research suggest that addressing emotional well-being, providing additional support, promoting diversity and inclusivity, and taking a holistic approach are crucial for educational institutions and policymakers in navigating the challenges of returning to in-person instruction. The study found that the returning to in-person instruction brought a range of challenges for teachers and students. The 5 main themes identified were emotions, responsibilities, pressure, diversity, and strategies. These themes highlight the complexity of returning to in-person instruction and the importance of addressing both academic and emotional needs of teachers and students. Based on the research, it is recommended that schools take a holistic approach to support emotional and academic needs of students and teachers in the return to in-person instruction. Specifically, they should develop emotional support programs, provide training and resources for teachers, and additional support, inclusive teaching strategies, and professional development opportunities. Here's the list of references. Thank you.